Okay, good evening, and welcome to Life is Too Short. Our feature tonight actually is we're talking about Spike Milligan this evening. He was a very humorous. Well, we know him from The Goons, and we know him from Life of Brian.
Spike Milligan wasn't. No, he wasn't Life of Brian.
No, he was in the Monty Python.
No, he did Q6. Remember Q6? Spike Milligan show 40 years ago.
Yeah, he was one of the Goons.
Aye, you know the show later on.
The Goon, the Michael Benteen.
Aye.
And Harry Seacombe.
Mm-hmm. Aye, the Goons.
The Highway. The one that used to sing at us. Whether he wanted them to or not.
He was born Ian on the 16th of April 1918 to an Irish-born father who served in the British Indian Army, and his mother, but she was actually English. But he spent his actually childhood in India, but he lived most of his life in England and served in the British Army. The poetry of Milligan, he also wrote verse considered to be within the genre of literary nonsense. His poetry has been described by comedian Stephen Fry as absolutely immortal, greatly in the tradition of Lear. His most famous poems on the Ning Nang Nong was voted the UK's favourite comic poem in 1998 in a nationwide poll, ahead of other nonsense poets called Lewis Carroll, of course, and Edward Lear. This nonsense verse set to music became a favourite Australia-wide, performed week after week by the EBC Children's Programme. So, but Milligan, he was very depressed a lot of the time. So sometimes he wrote serious poems, in the style of Dylan Thomas, So he did write a number of serious poems, but most of these poems were kind of funny, really, really hilarious. So I'm going to start off with a poem. It's called Ning Nang Nong, which is the one that he won.
We all have dreams. Some of us
the one he actually won.
But some
the one
of
he won
us act.
for the.
Starts with just a couple of clicks on Knock a Trader.
Where's that coming from?
That's just.
Turn your passion into wealth.
Where the cows go.
We're not having a lot of laughs today.
There's a nong nang ning, where the trees go ping, and the teapots jibber jabber jew. On the nong ning nang, all the mice go clang, and you just can't catch them when they do. So it's ning nang nong. Cows go bong. Nong nang ning. Trees go ping. Nong ning nang. The mice go clang. What a noisy place to belong. Is the ning nang nong.
So actually, it's not far from the truth, is it? So you're basically what we've been doing over the past week with Eric. Actually, we Eric has some amazing poems that we really thoroughly enjoyed last week, and we're kind of going through limericks and haiku, and I got kind of wanting to know more about haiku as you do, and I joined the daily haiku. It's actually a group on Facebook, with a lot of recognizable, amazing writers and poets. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to learn this, the symbols, Eveline, that we talked about, the 575.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, let's go for it. And I've been doing that all week, these haikus. So that's what. One thing, I just, what we'll do, if you don't mind, just maybe even read, do you have a haiku or a limerick today, Ian?
I've got a limerick.
Brilliant. So we've got a few minutes. Let's go for that. Let's each of us do a limerick if we can, and a haiku if we can as well. Fine. Ian, please take the floor.
All right, okay. A young lad from Dunbar had dreams of going. He tried being a writer, but it got shiter and shiter. He'd have gone further if he'd gotten.
Oh, come on! I can't laugh.
Oh, have we lost him?
Oh my God! There's definitely gremlins in this. Honestly, Ian, can you hear us? Right, while we're waiting on Ian, because he might just come back in a minute. It's only going to be a few minutes. Definitely gremlins in this computer today. I found out that it was Leaping Frog Day in the United States on the 13th of May. It's called Leaping Frog Day. So I wrote a poem. Oh, there's Ian. Hi there.
You're frozen for a minute.
I know. Well, you two had frozen on my screen. So I don't know what's going on.
Disney film Frozen 2.
You see, audience, what you're missing here. You know.
Can I not be Olaf?
Okay, get in there, Ian. Well, you can.
Right? Did you hear my limerick?
I think.
Yes.
Start again, please. Start again.
Want that one again? Okay,
Please.
right. A young lad from Dunbar had dreams of going really far. He tried being a writer, but it got shiter and shiter. He'd have gone further if he'd got in his car.
Brilliant. So I'm going to do the one about lazy Lorna, about the frog, because it's Leapfrog Day in the States, the United States. I can't believe that the 13th of May is called Leaping Frog Day. Sorry.
Wow.
So it's like, my God, this is called Lazy Lorna. At the bottom of my garden is a lovely lily pond lives she. Lazy Lorna loves living there, eating insects for her tea. I hear her croak, croak, croak all day and croak, 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 croak all night. One day there was spawn, leapt forward Daddy Fred. Soon many little green frogs, lazing and leaping on their lily beds. Croak, 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 and a chorus of croaks, 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 croaks. Frogs, I counted 23. Croak! Oh no, more, 24.
Well done.
All right. Evan, please, you must have, do you have one to
No,
share?
I don't have one today, sorry.
I've got one if you want.
Here we go.
Oh, good.
Continuing with the American theme. There was a young man called Trump. When his golf course was stopped, took the hump. To cure America's woes, a trade war he chose. Let's hope voters soon give him the hump.
Brilliant.
And this is for Blair. Into the cave went the big bear, snuggling down, feeling aware. Suddenly, there stood a buxom damsel, looking for a man at random. Only this was a wild man's dream, as he lay beside his old queen. At last he got his comeuppance, for headaches she voiced on him, and it did be a night of the week, counting hunters of sheep. Right, do we have any good haikus at all?
Well, I haven't written one, but I've got a couple that I could read.
Yes, please.
That's a serious one, though.
Good.
In a station of the Metro by Ezra Pound, the apparition of these faces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
I love that.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that so much.
And I'll read a Japanese one, Lighting One Candle by Yosa Busen. The light of a candle is transferred to another candle, spring twilight.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, you know, it's 575. I realised that the syllables and it's. I was trying to kind of, work it all out, but eventually you get it. This daily haiku you know, group is just amazing, amazing people that are writing lots of stuff. So if anybody's interested in joining the daily hike, I'm sure they'd love to see you there. Very, very sociable, really nice people there from all over the UK, you know.
So does everybody post one every day?
Yeah, they post one most days, you know, and also they also put photographs. They also put photographs as well, Ian, as well. And so the images along with the poetry is lovely. With the haikus, it's very, very nice. The images as well, and it's another wee challenge that we've had. I wrote, you know, the last one I wrote was "Blanket of bright stars in the lonely night sky, accepting now loss." Very serious, you know. And the theme on water, running from all taps, water purification for the world, poor and rich. And I wrote theme about remembering. They've always got a theme.
Yeah.
This is a theme about remembering. Let me hold your hand, remembering all we can. Goodbye, old life. Thinking about, of course, the lockdown, the new normal, you know. And yeah, so I've been writing them all. So apologies for writing them all.
Good for you, Rose. Yeah.
It's like I'm showing off it because I've never wrote them in my life before. But my point is that it's amazing that once you start writing something, I don't care what it is, you just get into some sort of stride, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. Before we finish off, Ian, do you have anything that you can share with us?
I've got one more limerick.
Thank
Oh,
you.
good.
Yep. A young woman in Bel Air. Wait a minute, sorry. A young woman in Bel Air. No, that doesn't work. Bear with me. Oh, right, here we go. A young woman in Bel Air chose a colour to put through her hair. She thought she'd try plum, though it turned out real dumb. So she said she's done it for a dare.
There'll be a lot of people having those sort of problems right now.
I would imagine. Well, luckily not so much myself.
Well, you know, but I can see you've got the trendy growth, the trendy beard. You look really trendy.
Oh, that's a first.
And you know, Blair has you've got the silver hair too, haven't you?
So I have. That's just grown.
Yeah.
Usually give it short.
This was built for lockdown. It's so easy.
Have one more you can give us?
One more daft wee limerick. There was a young man called Fajr whose hatred of Europe was large. But when stopped at the coast, he claimed to be lost, but the police said they'd give him a charge. He was stopped at the coast, and the police, I believe, wasn't he?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from him for a while.
I know.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that was, you know, that'll go down in history. He was accosted at the Royal Mile, you know, in Edinburgh, down the Royal Mile.
He was chased at a pub.
He was chased into a pub. You know, that's how much he was hated. I'm sorry, but he was.
He said that to take Rich in a pub, and a Scottish MP said it sounds like hell. I would take Rich in a pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
You know, yeah, thank you very much. I'd just like to thank you. It's a very, you know, we kind of just breezed in. We're breezing in and we're breezing out because we had some technical difficulties with Zoom tonight.
Yeah, I hope you get it sorted out for Michelle.
Yeah, I didn't put a waiting room in, but you put one in yourself, Zoom. Can you sort that out? Because I just want, you know, we just want to have a simple life here, you know. So let's sort that out for next week. And thank you, Ian, so much, and thank you, Evan. Love you so much, you guys, and